Okay, my thing is kind of cool. It's been around for a while, but I just really liked this video. I thought it was kind of cool, and it links into a story of yours afterwards as well, which is this guy created a 22 megapixel display wall. So in other words, freaking massive.
Motherfucking huge.
Yeah, it is just crazy. It's just a whole wall that's it's not a touch screen because it's got projectors there and they just use cameras underneath to detect where it is. So it's not a full-on touch screen, but that's fair enough because that hasn't been created yet. There's no even TV screen that's that big.
So,
but
how big is it? Sorry.
Well, I don't know. It's got the whole wall here. So does it say? I'll listen to the music. It's so soothing. Well, I'll leave that playing while I talk about it. Here we go. 7168 by 3072 pixels. So, I don't know how big that is. It's big. It's a whole wall.
Yeah.
There we go. But it's just really cool. Like, just the whole idea of just the whole wall being there and touchscreen and interactive, like working with data and stuff. Like, touching the wall and actually watching it beep and bob and go all of that.
Yeah.
But I guess the idea that I'm really starting to think about that's actually kind of incredible is imagine having just all of the walls, like, well, maybe not all the walls in your living room, but just everywhere around, like just having touch surfaces.
Yeah.
Because that's becoming like the big thing. They're small now, but you're getting the iPad, and it's just going to get larger, and there's no reason that it's not. And it's going to be very soon, in very years, just everywhere, just touch screens everywhere. And I love the idea of it just being in your own house, and like, what's that going to do? Like, how is that going to change the way that we interact with, well, our house, or just any items or anything? It's kind of cool, kind of really cool. And this video just put it there, and I was like, holy shit, it's magic, magic.
It is definitely starting to get to that point where it's becoming so cheap that the average person will be able to put it in their house.
Yeah, it'd be
and
great.
just throw it up on any wall and...
Imagine having it in your room and stuff and just, I don't know, like you're lying in bed and you've just got a control screen just next to you, like just a touchscreen thing, and you're just like controlling stuff. Like I'm thinking of Homer Simpson on the cloud, like bed.
Remember as a kid, those glow-in-the-dark stars you see?
Oh yeah,
imagine an entire like surface on the roof that is just stars moving, and you can interact with it with gestures.
It doesn't have to be touchscreen. Imagine it going off to sleep. Like, say you're a kid growing up now, and you could go off to sleep as you're drifting through the solar system. You pass Jupiter on the side. You say hello to Saturn. You do all of that while you're lying in bed as the universe comes towards you. You're literally flying around.
They're just like, except they could use it for bad
porn. Go see
Jimmy, why is there porn on your ceiling again? But Mom!
Tactile feedback.
Oh,
well, you could even have it the whole virtual thing of, we were speaking about it last week, I think, the Bing Maps, maybe it wasn't last week, I'm not sure, but about like just zooming around the world, like even the universe, that you could actually just have, like, say your one screen and it just zooms around like people's live feeds of the world, like, that'd be a kind of nice wallpaper.
Well, there's another thought we've had way back. If you had a room or your house, every wall you could actually put screens, but cameras on the outside. So every wall, you could just make it invisible. It would you could see completely outside your house, and you'd just be like,
yep. Awesome. Yeah, it's just displaying.
There's no walls anymore. You just
they can't see in, of course. It's still just walls there, but it's just totally one way. That would be.
And
nice.
you get a wall on the outside. You could actually project any.
What's the
new house fashion at the moment? Like, what's the new house style? Yeah,
it's fantastic. Wait, did you see some of the projection stuff? That, my God, the amazing things they can do with projectors on buildings, like make it all look 3D with all the walls,
like graffiti
and stuff. My God, they had a display in Sydney actually a while back, a few months back. It was a modern art thing, but I remember walking along the pier. I was looking at a building. I did a double take. I was like, buildings aren't supposed to do that. And I noticed that there was a big crowd staring at the building, so I was like, okay, good, I'm not tripping balls.
There's one where it looks like the building's shape-shifting, and they put the audio in, so it looks like the bricks are moving. You're like...
There's one with a glowing ball going around these pillars and stuff, and it looks like it's like the will-o-wisp or something just orbiting around this like Colosseum with all the pillars going on.
Cool.
Really cool. But anyway, so that's what I thought this is really cool, like just the display and stuff.
Yeah. Well, linking a little bit in with that is a Singularity Hub article. There is this a Portuguese engineers, this company called Displax. They've essentially come up with a device that can read the electrical disturbances in a thin, transparent polymer film embedded within nanowires. So basically, they can throw on any sort of non-conductive surface, any surface at all, and they can throw this device, this screen on top. It can be up to 3 meters long, so like I'm guessing like a 3 meter by 3 meter sort of wall.
Cool.
And anywhere you touch on it, it actually knows exactly where you touched it. I don't know how it links back in. They don't mention that too much, but it can use, I think, up to 16 different inputs, like 16 fingers. Who has 16 fingers? But anyway, it can notice exactly where it is.
Your foot.
Yes.
Well, with 16, you got a hand, a foot, and a...
But yeah, the idea of this is that...
Correct word was penis. Anyway.
Yeah. We can, again, throw this on walls, but it's a bit more like, it's not projected, it's actually on the wall, it's nano thin.
And you can make anything a button then.
Yeah. We were saying like tables, you can actually just, draw buttons or something on the table and then throw this thing on top, and when you touch on the table, it knows that you've touched that spot, so it does something or other.
It's kind of making everything touch sensitive without the actual display behind it. You can just chuck it on the wall, draw on something, if you touch here, then something's going to happen.
Yeah.
Push here, receive bacon. Oh, that'd be cool.
Would it be cool as if you could just spray it on?
Yeah.
And then they sort of self-organize, like a self-replicating, self-organizing nano screen.
It'd be great.
So you'd be like, spray it on this wall, yep, that wall's done. It all links up.
It's kind of cool. It's just making everything touch sensitive. Saying before, like, about putting the display on everything, this is making everything touch.
How far away do you think it is from the mainstream, though? From mass adoption? Because it's still very experimental, very...
What could be an application with it that would actually, like, be really cool right now? Like, a lot of the stuff is just more... Like, to say the thing with the walls, there's no real... Excuse me. There's no real, like, application or thing that I can imagine that would make it cool. Like, say, flying through space as a kid, like, it would be fun, but not... Like, $20,000 worth of fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe just even...
On fridges?
Yeah.
You can show all the things.
Where would you want buttons?
So I think it may even move into... It may skip the whole touchscreen thing and just go to gestures. Like, I've seen a lot of gesture stuff where you don't have to actually touch it, you just move your hands or you talk to it.
Just do it around, yeah.
Maybe just talking to it.
Well, talking is big,
Talking and gestures, like, who wants to actually physically go up to it and touch it? It's...
Yeah. You know what was funny the other day? I was using a friend's mobile, and it just naturally go because I've got the iPhone and all of that. I just naturally assumed it was a touchscreen, and I just started poking the LCD, and it took me a while to realise it was like incongruity, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, dude, not touchscreen. I was like, oh, fuck, that's right, buttons. And I'm sure that's going to happen very soon here. There's just like, I see a computer screen just interacts like poke. And he's like, leave my monitor alone. What did I ever do to you?
It's like, I was editing one of the previous episodes, and you were talking about how back in 2000 mobiles were just shit, and I went and found this video of like the evolution of mobile phones, and in 2000 it literally was those Nokia like 2010 or whatever, those little brick phones just with buttons and the monochrome screen. It's like, oh shit. It's pretty hectic.
Come a long way.
Yeah. Still got a long way to go too.
God, yeah. Well, that's only happened in a decade.
Yeah.
People say exponential growth isn't real. Are you kidding me? Look what's happened in a decade. Huh. Anyway.
What you got?
Oh, yeah, I've got... This is cool, talking about magic and stuff.
Fucking awesome.
My god, it is the new version of Photoshop, and it's their new feature, which... the name has escaped me. Essentially, it's magic. It's content-aware fill sneak peek. Content-aware fill. Anyway, I can put up just the beginning part of it, that what it does is that you can just remove anything by just pretty much clicking on it, and it analyzes all of the information around it, and it removes it, and it replaces it. Like, there's a fantastic example in the video here, that there's a picture of a desert, and there's a road going through. He selects the road with the tool. He says, like, fill, and it removes the road, and it populates it with cacti and all desert and sand, and it looks totally normal. It looks right. It looks like a proper thing.
They won't believe it. If you haven't seen it, you won't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, I just have to do it.
You have to watch the video.
Oh,
like,
it is incredible. This is, like, content...
It's essentially magic. It's almost like they've hit AI with Photoshop.
Yeah, it's just say, like, I want to replace this, and then it looks around the picture and thinks, well, what would you want to replace it with? And it just gets rid of it. So anything that doesn't fit into the picture, you can click on, and it removes it.
Yeah.
It's great. Like, they even had pictures of clouds and all of that they'd stitched together, and then what they said, well, we wanted it to make it a proper rectangle, so they said, fill in all the borders on the outside. Made it into a rectangle by just populating it with more clouds and stuff, and it looks realistic. Like, you could do it before with some of the fill, but it didn't really work too well. Whereas now it's just...
I think it just extrapolates it and kind of looks at all the image and works out... I have a feeling, like, I'm hoping it actually looks at all the interconnections between pixels. Because if you could be like, this pixel's linked to this one, links to blah, blah, blah,
it could be kind of cool.
Oh, okay.